Good morning. I heard nothing from this side of the room. Good morning. Thank you. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face. Then someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you,
Good morning. My name's John McLean, and it's the delight of my life that I get to be minister here at the hippest trip in America. You know what that refers to? What?
Dance fever.
Soul Train.
Yes,
Dance fever. Juneteenth weekend, shame on you. Soul Train. For the love of God. Oops. There are people here. It's very exciting. It's a whole other thing. Just like the olden days. It is a lovely day, yes, when I get to be here. It's very special. Very special because not only is this a field of grace, what's happening here, but also we get to gather for the first time in a very, very long time, and that's critically important. I do believe that the animal nature of our body needs that, and a place where our guard can be down. So whether you are here or there, or here for the first time, or have been here 1,000 times, know that your soul is welcome here. And wherever you are on your life's adventure, you're exactly in the right place. And this is a day that's worth celebrating. It's also a prayer ministry, Unity. Unity's been praying for a very, very long time, as have we. There's a prayer for each week that we affirm. I do every night at 9 o'clock and upon rising, and sometimes throughout the day. If you're at home and you have your e-hymnal, it's this week's prayer. And if you have it, read along with me. Even if you're home, read along with me. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect and whole and complete. And on this first day of summer, I truly spring forth in joy and enthusiasm. And with trust and thanks, the people said, Amen. And as this is a prayer ministry, if you are here and have your cell phone open but silent, and if you're watching, you can go to our Facebook page and let us know. Enter in a prayer request if you'd like to do that, because we love having the privilege of praying with folks. And if you are at home, please take this opportunity to go back to your computer and enter in the chat a prayer request over any joy or concern that you might have. We love to know how we can support you in prayer. We also take this into our prayer circle on Wednesdays and then always forward them to Silent Unity, where they're enfolded in prayer for an additional 30 days. So let's take this time now to pray, shall we? And whatever the prayer request is, let's all begin by taking an easy but deep breath. For the next breath is the only thing that we truly need. And now that we know that we are satisfied and truly complete, anything that is weighing on our mind, our heart, is small by comparison to the largeness of soul, the largeness of good, the largeness of the cosmos that we live in. And it comes to pass. So whatever it is, know that you are peace and power and love, and no thing of an inferior nature can find foothold in your world. And so knowing that it comes to pass, we release all problems, all concerns, all worry or sense of disease, and reaffirm that there is one thing happening, and that is life. And together the people said, Amen. By way of announcements, or I Did I ask about June birthdays? I don't think I did this year. I think I forgot. Who is a June birthday? Anybody here? In the way back, Linda, when's your birthday? On the 7th. Happy birthday to you. Anybody else? And for those who are watching the live stream, let us know when your birthday is so we can send you a birthday card next year if we've already missed it.
You missed one.
Who? Teresa, when's your birthday? Huh? The 12th. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, June babies. And it is the first day of summer. I want to acknowledge that. You can tell I saved the first day of summer for my summer shirt, which also doubles as a picnic tablecloth. It is so large. And when's your birthday, Joan? June 12th as well. And you were? 94, right here in the front row. You get to 95, you get a mink stole from Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills. Promise you that. You, huh? There's conversation happening here. What's going on?
No, I recognize that.
As well, thank you. Yes. Thank you. You get all my jokes. I appreciate that about Vincent. What else is happening? You got your graduates happening in June. You got bunches of people getting married in June. You got your Father's Day happening today. Greetings to all who are fathers or caretakers of any kind. You got your Gay Pride Day, did I say that? And Juneteenth was yesterday. I know that I have been mentioning it for 20 years, and I was actually surprised when they made it a holiday. I didn't see that one coming, so I am very, very happy about that. And for those who are watching the stream, who are local to us, starting in the month of July, you will not have to send in an email requesting if there's space to come. You can simply come. And we are opening it as long as you wear a mask. We are opening it in an unlimited fashion. There are still some restrictions as to the fellowship, no nursery care or youth programs, not for the month of July. Or, did I say fellowship? No coffee, but anyway, you are all welcome to come. As just bring a mask, and you should wear clothes as well. Just more than a mask is required because we don't want any boundary violations happening at this point in my ministry. To the 12 Powers are the sponsor of our live stream. Did you know that? Yes, I know that you know that. And this week's sponsor is the Power of Zeal. Zeal allows enthusiasm to flow effortlessly through my life. I love that idea. The power of zeal allows enthusiasm to flow effortlessly through my life. It is my affirmative impulse of existence. And that said, why don't we begin our gratitude practice now? You know, we're not probably ever going back to old school passing the basket. For those who are here, if you'd like to leave an offering, there's a basket. Please leave that gift on the way out. You can also give right through your smartphone. Many of you already give online. I'm probably going to be saying this for a long time yet. But what so many, let me say, all clergy in America were really touched by the ongoing support from folks while the building was closed. No matter how many times we say the church is not closed, but the building may be, it was still a magnificent demonstration that you find something of value, of real lasting value in this church. And so I will thank you for your support. And for those who may have experienced financial hardship, it is still critically important to always pay it forward somehow so that you would be part of the mechanism of giving and receiving from the energies of life. So let us now, let's sing together, shall we? To the God of our understanding, each and every one of us having a different image and energy about what that might be, we nevertheless give thanks. We give thanks for the good that's in our lives, for the vitality we have, for the loving relationships, for creativity and purpose. There is so much to be grateful for, and yet we so rarely pause. But we do this right now mindfully and say thank you to Spirit for all good gifts around us. And so it is, and amen. By way of teeing this up, this is a special request from me. No, you stay right there.
Get some water.
Okay, get a beverage. Hydrate. Do you have some there? Okay. So, what do I want to say? There is, I brought my thing. I got this thing in the mail as clergy. That was like a gay pride kit for churches. Like, they're going to tell me what I need to do to celebrate Gay Pride Day. But nevertheless, everybody might not be able to see this. I do have my twirly ribbon. Oh, yeah. And I was at the first Gay Pride Day in Washington, D.C. in 1971. They don't need to tell me how to do this. And then came disco. So this is sort of a whatever. From the Peace, Love, and Sunday Morning Orchestra. And today, that's Brooke Davis and David Lukens and Vincent Heckert and the divine Chris Croce and Chris West. And, and you're allowed to dance. That's what I wanted to say for people at home. Stand up now and dance.
Okay, just so y'all know, this song is not in my wheelhouse. And I'm pretty sure somebody out here knows it. So please feel free, if I get off track, to get me back on track and help me sing this song. Okay? Okay?
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong. But I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're back from outer space. I just walked in, find you here with that sad look upon your face. I
Again! I told you this was the hippest trip in America. Come on. You all right, Brooke? I'll ask you later. All right. Whew. So grateful to be here. This feels like the church I love. Yeah, today's the day. Yeah, you restore your personal comfort or do whatever you need to do, right? Yeah. Was that an overshare? Okay. How about a little spiritual teaching? Something that you can use, something that you can count on. I've been, over the course of my ministry, I don't generally do series, but sometimes, once in a while, it really is great. And this has been rich work for me. Here, I'm basing a series of 10 talks on this book called Living Originally by one of my teachers at Unity School, Reverend Robert Brunet. And Reverend Robert is unashamedly Buddhist as well. And so these teachings are really from the Buddhist tradition. They are not in alignment with unity principle. They are deep ways to practice unity principle. And that's why I especially love this. First week, we spoke about radical self-awareness. The second talk was about deep self-acceptance. Last week, I spoke about unlimited forgiveness. And the topic this week, as I am following this book, is called Universal Benevolence. Universal Benevolence. I'm going to read just a very few things from this book. Benevolence is derived from a Latin word which means a disposition of goodwill and kindness. Universal benevolence is extending this disposition to all persons and ultimately all beings. To make this work with my understanding of spirituality, I would say to all of creation, because every tree or river or drop of rain deserves as much respect as any animal or any person. That is the logical extension of what we're talking about. If all of creation is an expression of the mind and heart of God, then of course all of it, without exception, has that of God in it. Extending a disposition of goodwill and kindness. Reverend Brunet goes on to say that the practice of universal benevolence consists of cultivating three specific intentions: appreciation, kindness, and generosity. There's sort of a nest. Appreciation being the largest container. Appreciation means I see you. I recognize your individuality. I recognize your value. I recognize both your beauty and your power. When I was in grad school, one of my teachers was a Yoruban priestess, and she taught us the word ashe, which out of that tradition means, I behold your beauty. I behold your power. It's very much like aloha or shalom or howdy y'all, but it has a very specific intention, the way shalom means peace. Ashe, A-X-E, acute, for those of you that are making notes. Ashe means I see you in your power and your beauty, which means your individuality and your potential, all the things you possibly could be. This is an appreciation, a deep appreciation for what is right and who is right in front of us. It's a great practice in ourselves. It is written here that appreciation can be defined as the recognition of a quality of value in people and things. We appreciate the weather when it is benevolent. We can also appreciate the weather when it is inclement, because some plants' need is being met. And if there was plenty of rain in the west right now, that would be a very good thing. You know, they say there's no such thing as bad weather, there's only inappropriate clothing. So, it's all a blessing, whatever is coming. Appreciation is defined as the recognition of a quality of value of all people, all things, all places, and all ideas that are life-giving and life-enhancing. What we appreciate increases in our life as well. So we want to be especially mindful of those energies, those ideas, those people, those events that support us in our ongoing growth. Appreciation, he writes, leads us to kindness, a friendly, quote, warm-hearted and empathetic nature. As it's written in the Hippocratic Oath, first, do no harm, right? And so, if one is going to be kind, one is never going to do harm. That is never an option on your list at all. It is to be an empathetic rapport, and that is going to influence what? My behavior. How that outpictures in my mind, in my life, in my words, and in my actions, and in my relationships with all people everywhere. If I come here on a Sunday morning because I appreciate the experience of being with like-minded people and to be in an environment where excellent music is being offered as a gift from the artists, that's going to hopefully move you in a direction to be kindly while you are here as well. After kindness, the next emergent property would be generosity. Because if we have some sense of appreciation for what's going on, and it awakens in us an empathetic rapport, then generosity is an emergent quality of that itself. I am going to want to be open and receptive to receive, but more importantly, to begin the great wheel of giving and receiving, the third basic principle, karma, if you will. Then it is my job to begin that cycle of givingness. We say that God is the givingness of, that love is the givingness of God to all. And therefore, we can be God-like in our willingness to be giving to all. Giving of our time, giving of intention, giving of our resources, frankly. Universal benevolence. I would like to respectfully consider for a moment what all of us now know is this holiday called Juneteenth. Because of the particular world that I lived in, I've always sort of known about it for 30 years, not always. But I love that it happened yesterday and that this has received national recognition and that it is a holiday which at its root celebrates freedom for all, not merely as an idea, but as a deed, And how amazing that it was preordained that I would be talking about universal benevolence, because I can't think of any other interpretation of Juneteenth that would be where there would be a better subtext or a subtitle to it than a day of universal benevolence. Of at long last finally being told there is nothing in your world that has any power over you or is superior to you in any way, and you are free to do with your life what you choose. Now, I'm always going to say, as long as it serves your health and wholeness, and as long as it does not diminish the experience of another, you really are free to make any choice at all with your life. For some of us, for all of us at a certain age, that's too much opportunity. It's too much. I remember myself, and I was not a child, but I remember being a young grown-up thinking, well, I know that I could do anything that I really want to do, but I just don't know what to do. I always kind of look at musicians, because they knew what they wanted to do when they were probably 8 or 6 or something. But most of us don't kind of know. And there's a thing that a lot of us say, even when we retire, we say, well, what am I going to do now? Now I guess I have to be a grown-up now, or I should probably figure out what I want to do when I grow up now. That choice is available all the time. All the time, from the very beginning. And yet we have, what's the opposite of benevolence? I guess that's oppression. We grow up with a myth of oppression around us, that there are all these supposed to's that we have to take care of first before we're allowed to be a human being. This practice of universal benevolence first ought be extended to yourself. And that may be difficult. I get that. Can you really look at yourself in the mirror and really say, you know what? I really appreciate you. you are really worth appreciating. To the degree where you actually do that and you do it sincerely enough so it makes you smile. Or do you still look at yourself in the mirror the way you did when you were 14 and go, ugh? A lot of us do. One of the most healing practices I got into was making sure I looked at myself in the mirror first thing in the morning, and I'd say, hey, good looking. And I didn't believe it for the first 30 years, but I'm pretty cool with it now. Can you really appreciate yourself as you are? And does that depth of appreciation lead you to feel kindly about yourself? Or are we still harsh and judgmental and ashamed and resentful and angry and what's the long list of 7 deadly sins, you know? Can you cut yourself some slack? Because, man, there's no point in practicing it on anybody else, even your dog or cat, if you cannot offer yourself appreciation, a kindly response, and authentic generosity. That's a hard one. The generosity part is hard because we very often think about it in terms of an ego-based response to the notion of generosity. You know, there are two selves. We all remember watching cartoons when we were kids, and there's an angel here and there's a devil here on the shoulder and all those sorts of things. And there are two energies within us. One we call ego, the thing that's afraid of everything, the thing that hoards, the thing that competes, the thing that is hard to live with. And then there is an angelic part of you that is secure in its identity and exists beyond time and beyond need and beyond craving. Not beyond desire, but beyond craving. Can you be so appreciative, kind, and generous with yourself that you can align with those energies? That's why this is a transformative practice. Now, this is probably the last time I'll get to say this, and I'm not selling anything. But I was forced to tithe to get into Unity School. I chose to do it and not lie about it. That was a good move. That was an integrity move. And I resented it deeply. But if I didn't tell you that tithing promoted the single greatest healing of my life, I would be a spiritual deadbeat dad. One of my biggest fears was always fear of economic insecurity, sufficiency. And after 25 years of tithing, that issue is healed, and I live beyond fear. And I know that I give to those things that matter to me most in a meaningful way. And baby, I'm a player. And that gratifies the ego. But the lack of defensiveness that I feel has been such a healing. However it is you choose to practice generosity, it's a critically important practice in your life. David, would you come up and support us, please, as we begin to wind this down? Transformative practice is about making you the person of your dreams. So even when we have experiences in life that are frightening, challenging, if we experience loss, personal loss, financial loss, even when some of us get to a certain age and our bodies are not as reliable as they were when we were 25. Can we enter into all of this still with some sense of appreciation, some sense of kindness, and a spirit-driven sense of generosity? That you would be as God is, that you would be practicing a givingness of God to all, and you would encounter every human being without judgment, without prejudice, without any sense of superiority, but with a pure equanimity and recognition of everybody's divine nature. This is where these practices lead you, lead me, and hopefully will lead us all to higher ground. So if you care to, close your eyes and breathe deep. And forget about that part of us that's a fraidy cat or worries. You can always get a prescription if you worry too much, but there's no prescription that's going to help you love too much. That's work we do in soul, in heart, in mind, all by ourselves with the encouragement of others. Appreciation, kindness, generosity. Drink from those deep wells. And be ye satisfied that is enough and more than enough. And a true, firm, permanent foundation for the creation and the healing of all other areas of life. Let's spend a half a minute but checking in with or sinking into deep within that place that knows no fear, but that is this endless well of appreciation, kindness, and generosity, and see how it can overflow into your life and into your being. And let's support each other in that quiet contemplation in the silence now. I am perfect spirit, speaking the perfect word and causing the perfect experience. My word is the law of my life and blesses all people everywhere. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. My word is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of all supply. So I accept that I am complete within myself, overflowing now in appreciation, acts of kindness, and demonstrations of generosity. This is the day the Lord has made, and I am glad in it. And together the people said, Amen. David's not going to be here next week, so I would simply like to say that it's his anniversary in the church, and these have been 5 years of beautiful music, and I will thank you. As well as everybody too, and men in the back. Thank you so much. And I'll thank you for being here. A few more every week. This is great. There is space for you whenever you feel it's right for you to come back. There is space for you here now. And so we will be happy to see you. And thanks for being here and there today, because whether you know it or not, your very presence helps us to receive and shape this experience. And so it's a gift to us, as well as you keeping your commitment to your spiritual growth, because growth happens when we keep our commitments. It is no mean thing. It is a very important part of your life. And so I'll thank you for your practice in that area. I know that fellowship happens when we encourage each other on our journey. So reach out to somebody, give them a call, send them a candygram, send them a text, send them an instant message, or however you ding-dong people these days. I'm not sure about it all, but ask them what they're working on and how you can hold for them the vision of the successful completion of their heart's desire. And as always, you pray for me and I'll pray for you, because that's just what God's children do. And so before we close, let's know the prayer of protection, shall we? For those who are grieving, for those who are in harm's way, for those on the front lines or in the shadows of life. That the light of God surrounds us and the love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. For wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And we'll see you again next Sunday morning.
If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody that he's traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. It won't be in vain. It won't be in vain. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Father's Day.